they are not CBC compliant, so that they can become marketable today. Not only in Kenya, but even in the countries that are surrounding us now, they have all transited to the competency-based education. And particularly, we are pleading that you begin to reorganize your curriculums so that you can inbuild courses that have the following subjects. 1, building construction, woodwork, media work, media technology, marine and fisheries, aviation, creative arts, pre-technical, integrated science, home science, music and dance, theater and film, sports and recreation. Because those subjects for senior school, they have the biggest challenge. Remember, some of these subjects are new introductions in the curriculum, and they were not there before. We have written an advisory to the universities on this area, and therefore we are pleading that you can be able to revise your subject areas so that at least you can attract these subjects and train. We have Kibabe, Rugari, and Kagumo, which has started training for us at Diploma Secondary, these subjects. But we are saying we need to reach a point when the universities can be able to attract these kind of teachers so that we can really move on and work on them and get enough teachers who are qualified. We know there are universities that have introduced a Bachelor of Education Technology in a certain area. For example, in electricity, in building and construction, in marine and fisheries. That is the way to go. If the universities can be able to pick that and be able to really animate the students on that, that will really be a plus for the universities. The other issue that I want to mention, our chief guest, is the commission has now finalized the teacher export policy, and we are working with the Minister of Interior and the question of exporting teachers. And one of the things that has come out very clearly is that the transcripts that we are producing in the universities are disadvantaging our teachers when they go to be taken out as teachers in the institution in the rest of the world. And one of the things that they have really pleaded is, and this is what I want to pass to you, is that in your academic transcripts, the people who want to export the teachers and who want to employ our teachers out there, they want to see how many credit hours did we do our micro teaching. How many credit hours did we do our TP1 and our TP2? Now, what we have been doing in our transcript, we have just been writing a sentence teaching practice, and we give the number of hours. Now, they want more. And that is an element that is actually making many of our teachers who go out there to be returned back, because they are not coming out very clearly in their transcript to show how much practice. Because out there they want more practice, and they want to know how much practice in the Kenyan education system put in so that our teachers can practice teaching and learning. So please, our universities, let's make our transcript have the micro teaching, a number of hours, and the teaching practice 1 and the teaching practice 2 to be able to improve that aspect for our teachers. Because now there are countries that are willing to pick our teachers, and when they look at the area of practice, it is becoming a challenge. So let's indicate it in their transcripts. The final issue, Cabinet Secretary, I want to mention is that we are going to be starting the Teacher Professional Development Program for teachers. We are going to be making it online, and it's going to be free for the teachers, because we want the teachers to learn as much as possible to keep themselves abreast with what is happening, so that they can keep on learning as they continue with the learning. And we may be partnering with a number of you to come and assist us to come out with content that is relevant, that we want to make sure it moves to the teachers. And we will be getting much of a number of you to assist us, even to share some of the ideas that are going to be coming out. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, my final issue is to request that let the universities that are doing teacher education, please visit the Teacher Service Commission website. Get the documents that have been provided there, and also visit the Ministry of Education website, because we have policy documents for education that we require the universities to share with the teachers. And finally, please let the universities taking education visit the senior schools and find out how they are programming and timetabling their work, so that as you train and as you send your students to be in the teaching practice, then it's going to be a critical issue. And please, let's be keen with the mentorship program for our students who are doing teaching practice in the various schools. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for Kuccps for giving us this opportunity to share.
Thank you so much, Dr. Damburi. That was really important, because we know education courses form the bulk of our placement every year. And it is important that we align our training with the demand, both local and international markets, so that those And as he comes, I want to really thank the universities that responded to the 2 letters that we wrote. One on data protection. We will be giving you data on students' personal data with their telephone numbers, so that you are able to follow up. It is important that we sign a contract with you. We already have institutions being sued because of releasing the information we gave you. Secondly, I also want to thank the institutions that have responded to the request that we make our payments, and those that have honored the payment by making payments or payment plans. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to now hand over the program to Mr. Cyrus Gitwai, the chair of the Kuccps board. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the Chief Executive. Our Chief Guest, Mr. Cabinet Secretary for Education, Julius Migos Ogamba. Before I start my statement, I would like you to allow me to introduce to you the members of the board. Please, the members of the board, Kuccps board, could you stand, please, so that I can officially introduce you to the chief guest. I think I'll just go from this, the way you are studying. We are here, we have Professor Mike Kuria, who is the CEO for Q, and you know him very well. He's a member of the board. We have Professor Daniel Mugendi, who is the Vice Chancellor of Embu University and also the Chairman of the Committee of Vice Chancellors, and also he presents public universities. We have my Chief Executive. You have seen her, you know her very well. She's very popular with you. Dr. Wahome, you have been seeing her very many times. We have Professor Friend Baraza, who is the Vice Chancellor of the University of Taita Taveta. He is also a member of the board and he represents public universities. There we have Dr. Halima Abdullahi. She is the Vice Chancellor of Umma University and she represents private universities. Next we have Geoffrey Monari, who is the Chief Executive of HELP. You know him because we've interacted with him. And the list, but the last but least is John Gogo, who represents the TPS for education, higher education. Thank you very much. Please, you can sit down. The chief guest, Cabinet Secretary for Education, Julius Ogamba, the Principal Secretary, Representative for Education, the Chairman of the Higher Education Loan Board, Ekuethuro, whom I recognize. He's a friend of mine. We have worked with him for a long time in our lives of public service. And the Chief Executive, who have been here, the Chief Executive of University Funding Board, Dr. Edwin Wanyonyi is here, and Dr. Ruben Ndamburi, who representing CEO TSC, who has just been here, he has spoken to us, the Vice Chancellors of universities, public and private, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for accepting our invitation to this important occasion, which is a culmination of the Kuccps activities that started in October last year. This is my 4th year as chairman of the placement board, and it gives me immense pleasure to once again host you, our stakeholders, for this annual gathering. Today, we will inform Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education class of 2025 about the university degrees programs that they will be joining starting this September. By completing this year's university placement successfully, the placement board has achieved another milestone towards realization of its vision, equitable, fair, and efficient placement service. The board remains committed to its mandate as provided in the University Act 2012, and foremost, the Act mandates the board to coordinate placement of government-sponsored students to universities and colleges. This role gives the placement service a central role in transition of learners from basic to higher education, and empowers to rally stakeholders towards common goal. This year, we engaged with stakeholders on various occasions, including developing the new degree placement criteria that was implemented in this placement cycle. Another important function of the board is to disseminate information on available programs, their costs, and areas of study prioritized by the government. This is closely linked to developing career guidance programs for the benefit of students, which is also our mandate. With the board's leadership and oversight, the placement service continues to implement career guidance, sensitive and publicity activities nationally and in counties. Remarkably, early this year, the placement board hosted its inaugural national career conference and exhibition. A total of 5,650 participants attended the event, including students, teachers, parents, and Form 4 school leavers. Following the success, the placement board has resolved that the event will be held annually, not only in Nairobi, but also in other regions of the country. The placement service also continues to implement other mandates, including collecting and retaining data relating to university and college placement, and advising the government on university and college students' placements. To undertake this role, the board has invested in robust and dynamic ICT infrastructure, which includes a modern database high-level information security systems. In addition, the placement service has been instrumental in providing data and advisories that have informed government policy decisions geared towards enhancing access to quality higher education and training. Our Cabinet Secretary, the Act further requires the Placement Board to uphold equity and balanced access to university and college education by, among others, developing suitable affirmative action criteria. Similarly, it mandates the board to establish criteria to enable students access the courses for which they are applying, taking into account students' qualification and listed priorities. In compliance, the board developed criteria for placement to universities through consultative process that involved universities and professional and regulatory bodies. New criteria removed entry barriers to some programs, aligned programs clusters to address stakeholders' concerns, and expanded possible career pathways for learners taking technical subject at KCSE level. The new criteria has been implemented for the first time in this placement cycle. Secondly, in processing the university placement applications, the board ensured compliance with its affirmative action policy, which takes care of gender applicants from marginalized regions as per Commission of Revenue Allocation records, persons with disabilities, and the top performing male and female candidate in marginalized counties. As a result, a total of 1,179 applicants benefited from placement through affirmative action. The applicants who, without affirmative action, would have missed their higher end priority programs or missed placement altogether due to competition. The Placement Board continues to oversee implementation of 2023-2024, 2027-2028 strategic plan, which is aligned with the government bottom-up economic transformation agenda. For Kenya to achieve the development goals contained in the BETA, it must develop relevant skills for manufacturing, digital economy, and agriculture sectors. As the body mandate to coordinate student placement and develop career guidance programs, placement service remains focused on enhancing access to tertiary education and strengthening career guidance services to expose learners to opportunities in these priority sectors. In addition, the board is enhancing advisory services and strengthening institutional capacity to ensure that Kuccps services and impact are felt in all parts of the country. With our strategic plan being in fourth year, the Placement Board will soon embark on final evaluation of its achievement and the preparation of new strategic plan to guide the organizations during the next planning period. Chief Guest, as we release the 2026-2027 university placement, 2025-2026 university placement results today, I would like to assure students, parents, and our stakeholders that the board has established mechanism to ensure quality assurance of placement process and compliance with the Act, placement criteria, policies, and procedures. Being an ISO 901-2015 certified corporation, the board maintains rigorous internal quality assurance processes. This includes regular internal audits and strict placement validation protocol to ensure every action is compliant with the Act, the placement policy and procedures, and the placement criteria. The board reviewed the process undertaken by the CEO and our team, and it is satisfying that the outcome of this placement process is not only fair, but can also stand up to scrutiny. During the placement application period, the board approved a comprehensive outreach initiative that saw our officers deployed to all 47 counties and provide direct support. Through a landmark partnership with Huduma Kenya Secretariat, we extended outreach to all 59 Huduma centers nationwide, ensuring that professional guidance was available even in most remote areas. Our robust media publicity and advertising and direct outreach to secondary schools ensured that the class of 2025 was well informed, leading to a successful application and placement process. I commend the management and the staff of this exceptional conduct and dedication during this cycle. On behalf of the board, I wish to register our appreciation to all stakeholders, including universities, colleges, regulators, and our partners, for the support and the cooperation extended to Kuccps during this year's student placement activities. As I conclude, the chief guest, I thank the government for giving me the opportunity to lead the placement board to serve Kenya for a second term. The Minister of Education for providing policy leadership to the board, members of the placement board for their dedication, and the CEO and the management team for conducting a transparent, credible, fair, and efficient student placement process. I thank you. I now wish to invite the representative of the PS to come and make comments and invite the CS. But just one before I do that, I have now seen the chairman of TSC has just arrived, and I would like to recognize his presence. Thank you very much, Karibu. Thank you.
Cabinet Secretary and our chief guest, chairs of various boards, the board of Kuccps, vice chancellors, CEOs of various agencies, principals of colleges, deputy vice chancellors, registrars, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's still morning. Good morning. I stand here on behalf of our Principal Secretary, State Department for Higher Education, Dr. Beatrice Inyangala, who's currently away, but she has sent many, many regards and would have truly loved to be a part of this amazing and auspicious occasion. You know that we've been waiting for this day, as has already been indicated, with anxiety. And it is finally here, especially for the State Department for Higher Education, because it signals welcoming of new students of class of 2025 KCSE. And in September, universities will be expecting new students. And this is truly, truly exciting for us. I would like, on behalf of the State Department for Higher Education, to really commend the great job that Kuccps has done to ensure that this journey has come to an end, and a successful one for that matter. I would also like to indicate that in 2024, when placement was done, Cabinet Secretary, and students were placed in various universities, and then the funding was dispensed, I would like to indicate that in that year, no single student appealed. I think we need a clap. And that's an indication that the tools that were used to dispense the funding, there was major refinement of those tools, and that shows that day by day we are improving as a State Department, and we are improving as a government to ensure that our students are well funded. Although the Vice Chancellors indicated that funding still remains a big problem, but I know day by day we are improving and ensuring that this will be done successfully and seamlessly. I would also like to indicate that indeed it shows great collaboration between our funding agencies, Higher Education Loans Board and the Universities Fund, together with the Kuccps, such that we are improving our services to our stakeholders. I would like just to make those very few remarks at this point. I request that we may be upstanding as we welcome our chief guest and our cabinet secretary, Mr. Julius Migos Ogamba, to make his remarks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Windsor. Please be seated. The chairperson and board members of the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service, the chief executive officer of the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service, vice chancellors of universities and principals of colleges here present, the chair TSC, the chair HELP, the CEOs here present, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning again. I noticed that the room is a bit tense. I don't know whether it's because the CEO made you pay what you owe, or because of the threats that she has given that if you don't pay, you'll not get your numbers. But be that as it may, it's a great day. And I think it's an important day that we need to celebrate. But before that, TSC Chair and Dr. Ndamburi, it just occurred to me that there is a policy that you are working on, which you called teacher export. That word, export, it did not sound too well to me. I don't know about the members here. I'm just going to urge you to relook at that word and see whether you can replace it with something like mobility. Right? It just doesn't sound... it doesn't sound that good. Number two, Professor Mugendi, I know funding is at the heart of these institutions here and the challenges that we've been having. And you said you are scared about